So the first page of Malaysia Agreement 1963, you will see the registration number is 10760. It was made between United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland and Federation of Malaya, North Borneo, Sarawak, and Singapore. So this is agreement relating to Malaysia. So there will be with annex, there is annex attached to Malaysia Agreement 1963, Annex A until Annex K, which include Constitution of the State of Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore, Annex B, C, and D, Malaysia Immigration Bill, and agreement between Government of Federation of Malaya and Singapore on common market and financial arrangement. So it was signed in London on 9 July 1963. In this agreement also, there is agreement amending the above-mentioned agreement made in Singapore. So basic information that we must understand about Malaysia Agreement 1963 is it is an international agreement. It was registered by the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland on 21st September 1970, bearing the registration number 10760. So Malaysia Agreement is international agreement, and it is a multilateral agreement. This is crucial information. Some people said when Singapore separated from Malaysia, Malaysia Agreement is terburai, void, because Singapore is going separated from Malaysia. But one of the agreement that cannot be used here for that Singapore idea that they said Malaysia Agreement will be void because of Singapore separated from Malaysia. In a multilateral agreement, you need all the signatory to agree that Malaysia Agreement is void before, so that it can be void. If only one partner is going out, it will not automatically void. It doesn't work like that. This is a multilateral agreement. So Malaysia Agreement was signed on 9 July 1963 in London and brought into operation on 16 September 1963 based on Article 2. So it must be remember, it was signed on 9 July. And we agree on 9 July that Malaysia Agreement will be brought into operation, will have effect of law on 16 September 1963. So it have 235 pages. It's not just a mere 4 pages. It's not just you take one word, take there. No, it is 235 pages. So many of our rights is incorporated in the Malaysia Agreement. And it have 11 articles and 11 annex, from Annex A to Annex K. Now we look at the main thing provided in the articles of Malaysia Agreement 1963. It is Article 1 until Article 11. So Article 1, it talks about the establishment of the Federation of Malaysia, where the colonies of North Borneo, Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore federated with the existing states of the Federation of Malaya, and then the federation thereafter shall be called Federation of Malaysia. It's talk about who federated that formed the new Federation of Malaysia, and it talks about how the characteristic of Federation of Malaysia will be constructed based on the constitutional arrangement annexed to this Article 1. And Article 2 is talking about Malaysia Act 1963, number 26 of 1963. Article 2 require that the Parliament of the Federation of Malaya to amend the constitution and incorporate Malaysia Agreement 1963 Annex A into the present federal constitution of Federation of Malaya at that time, and then it will change into a new federal constitution of Federation of Malaysia. And then Article 3, it is about the Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore State Constitution, Order in Council 1963. So the Queen, the British Crown, make an Order in Council in 1963 to provide for the State Constitution of Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore, so that we will become a state, not colonies anymore. So this is the exact wording. The Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore State Constitution Order in Council 1963. And then we have Article 4, Malaysia Act 1963, Chapter 35. This Article 4 was passed in the Parliament of the British in Westminster. It was passed in House of Commons, passed in the House of Lords, and get the royal assent from the Queen. So this is Malaysia Act 1963, Chapter 35. It provides for the transfer of sovereignty of Sabah, Sarawak and Singapore to Malaysia. Article 4, Malaysia Act 1963, Chapter 35. Listen carefully. It provides for transfer of sovereignty of Sabah, Sarawak and Singapore to Malaysia, not to Malaya. A lot of people confused or I don't know, ignorant about this one. Our sovereignty was transferred to Malaysia, not to Malaya. And then Article 5, Immigration Act 1959, 63, Act 155. It was passed by the Parliament of Malaya as well. These have a very close association with Cobalt Commission. Immigration Act 1959 has been amended to put the rights of immigration power to Sabah and Sarawak. If there is no Immigration Act, if there is no amendment on Immigration Act, there will be no Malaysia. Because Cobalt Commission can only start to work because Malaya already agree on Immigration Act on Article 5, this one. If they didn't agree, there will be no Malaysia. That's why nobody can touch immigration power of Sabah and Sarawak. If you touch that one, automatically Sabah and Sarawak doesn't agree with Malaysia anymore. Okay, now we look at Article 6. It is agreement with annex and exchange of letters on external defense and mutual assistance. This is between Federation of Malaya and British. This is a defense agreement. And then this defense agreement, when Malaysia was formed, this responsibility on this agreement of external defense and mutual assistance was transferred to Malaysia. And then this agreement has been replaced by 5 power defense arrangement in 1970, I think 1970. So that is on defense arrangement. And then we have Article 7. We have Sarawak Compensation and Retiring Benefits Order in Council 1963. And this another one is the North Borneo Compensation and Retiring Benefits Order in Council 1963. And this is about the retirement and all the people that, from the British that working in Sarawak and North Borneo at the time. The scheme of work related to British official that is working in Sabah and Sarawak. And then we have Article 8, which is related to report of the Intergovernmental Committee, IGC report. So Article 8 is talk about IGC report. And then Article 9, we have an agreement between the government of the Federation of Malaya and Singapore on common market and financial arrangement. So this is agreement between Malaya and Singapore only on common market and financial arrangement. And then we have Article 10, which is arrangement with respect to broadcasting and television in Singapore. This is also between Federation of Malaysia with Singapore. And then Article 9, it is about the language of the agreement. What is the language that have precedent in the Malaysia Agreement 1963? And everybody agree that English will be main language for the Malaysia Agreement 1963.